Hey, it's Joe Sabino, the letterer for Thor, and you're listening to Across the Bifrost.
Whosoever holds this hammer, if he be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Across the Bifrost, the Mighty Thor podcast, where on each and every episode, we explore the world of Marvel's Mighty Thor. We are here for Immortal Thor, issue number 4. Will is not with us tonight, but Faz is going to bring double the observations, double the energy, double the hype. Faz, are you ready to be 2 members of the Warriors 3 tonight?
Honestly, the double the hype thing sounds scary, but Will is the chillest man alive, so I really just have to add 1% more hype, and I've got to the level I need to be. So let's get fired up, guys.
Let's crack a hazy IPA, crack a Faz. But I mean, I guess our guest tonight is like an honorary Warriors 3 member at this point. This is the third guest spot for lettering extraordinaire and Thor stalwart. Joe Sabino is back to talk. Finally, we have Joe on here to talk about Immortal Thor. This is like his billionth Thor book that he's done. So Joe, what's up, man? Welcome back.
Too much. Thanks for having me. Great to be back.
We are, ecstatic because you're just like fun to hang out with. We just did our pregame, and if people want to check that out on our Patreon, they can check out like 20 plus minutes of us just shooting the shit with Joe Sabino, which coincidentally is our group text name that we have with you. It's just so much fun to hang out with you and catch up. And we know you've been hard at work, lettering feels like every comic on my pull list. But this brand new Immortal Thor, Al Ewing, Alex Ross covers, Martin Coccolo art, what is this new, you've been through so many new eras of Thor. What is standing out about this one for you when we're 4 issues in?
So far it's so epic. I feel like there's a huge trip we're about to go on, and I'm all for it. The writing, the art, the coloring, everything's just on point, which tends to be the trend on Thor for the past decade or so, even more so.
I mean, you would know because you've been through a few different, I guess,
a couple
creative teams. Can you remind listeners what was the first creative team you were on with Thor?
Okay, so it was before God of Thunder with Jason and Assad.
Was it Fraction?
Before that,
Straczynski?
Yeah, that's it. Sorry.
Holy,
totally
so fast
on that one. So yeah, I've been with on it since Straczynski. So
yeah. Joe, I recently read every comic of Thor from Straczynski to present, in the last couple months.
Yeah.
Are you telling me right now that every single one of those, essentially, unless if you took a day off here, there was you?
Yeah. Except
holy shit, man.
I have to look it up, but I forget where I came on Thor. It's 603 or 604. Not entirely sure, but that's
insane.
Long time ago.
And hold on, we're at Legacy issue 765.
What am I doing here? I lost my scroll. Yeah, it's I've done a couple hundred issues at this point.
I love how nonchalantly you get to say that.
Yeah.
So
okay, so why is my thing keeps? I think I'm hitting the arrow key. So I need Thor.
If Joe is doing what I believe he is doing, going through your personal records of all the ones you've done, okay, maybe we've asked you this in the past.
Yeah, it's Thor 603.
Okay,
The Straczynski run.
603. So this is the roughly the 160th 162nd issue of Thor you've lettered. And I mean, so that's for you listeners out there, unless you're unless you're not picking it up, that's a lot. That's a lot of issues of comics. A monthly series, roughly about 12 to 13 issues come out a year, so do the math. That's a lot of years of doing
It's like
a
16
character
straight years. Wow.
it's
Yeah,
it's quite a few.
and the War of the Realms kicked it up a notch.
Yeah.
I mean, Joe, we've talked about this in the past. Like, you guys went so like just balls to the wall with the War of the Realms, because like everything was War of the Realms and everything had a tie-in, and it was,
Mhm.
that main crossover series was so epic. Like, it's one of the only comics I like routinely go back and reread. Yeah, and if anybody can still get their hands on the art of War of the Realms, go grab it. It is spectacular. It's like a companion book that came out alongside of it. But as much as I would love to sit here and wax poetic about Jason Aaron and his Thor run, one real quick aside: Jason Aaron, the writer of Batman and Superman, coming up. Didn't think I would get to say those words going back so many years, but yeah, the Off-World book is coming out in a few weeks, I believe, or maybe it's already even out. And then like a Superman Bizarro story is coming out. Jason is like deep into those stories, so I can't wait to pick up those books. But today we're going to talk about Al Ewing's Thor. We're going to talk about the Alex Ross covered, Martin Coccolo drawn, of course, Matt Wilson colored, because similar to Joe, I feel like Matt Wilson has been on Thor for most of my fandom of this character. So, Faz, anything we need to touch on before we jump in? Maybe it'd be fair to give listeners a reminder of where we left off Immortal Thor issue 3.
Well, I think the most important thing that we need to do, as we do every time, is we're going to be spoiling the hell out of issue 4.
Right.
So just be ready for that. I think if you're clicking on Thor #4 with Joe Sabino, you probably know that we're going to be discussing what's happening. But
we're not just going to allude to stuff.
Yeah, this is not one of those no spoilers takes. We're getting in depth.
We're only discussing the quote page. No.
It's a page by page analysis, a letter by letter. How did you like this C versus that one as we go through it? Yeah.
Now let's dig into this font versus this bold, italicized, all those crazy things, and just like totally tease people with that. And then at the end, they're like, yeah, but what happened? What happened in the story? But here's what you need to know, listeners. If you haven't read issues 1 through 3, what are you doing? Go read them. They're fantastic. And just like Joe said, they're epic. They're big. They set the stage for a big fight that we're going to see the lead up to in this issue today. But at the end of issue 3, Thor has passed his test to get the axe that he needs. Loki has used a little bit of their trickeration to make sure that Thor is ready for the task at hand. We have a brand new weapon named Tormod, which is a kind of a Stormbreaker-esque axe that Thor is going to be using in this upcoming battle. And at the end, Thor says, I need to go see the goddess of thunder. And then there's a big splash of Storm Aurora Monroe flying through the red dirt planet of Araco, formerly known as Mars. And that is where we leave off. And that was like the big last page reveal. So Al, got those story hooks. He got them sunk in deep, and we're ready for the next chapter, which is Immortal Thor #4. The title of this issue is To Possess the Power of Thor. And that title is, it feels like it, after you get done reading it, it feels like it tells you everything you need to know for the issue. But I'm going to give us a little bit of a synopsis, and then Faz, myself, and Joe, we're going to give our reflections on this issue, and we'll probably dig into a little bit of the lettering nuances like we like to do with Joe when he stops by the show. Will, our third Warriors 3 member, has sent in a question for Mr. Sabino, so we'll make sure we get to that as well. Will, feel better, buddy. We love you and we miss you, and we'll get you on the next one. So this issue begins with Toranos flying through space, trying to catch up with Thor. He's trying to get to Thor so that he can defeat him and enact his plan. Meanwhile, in Asgard, Beta Ray Bill, Loki, and Sif have a discussion on the Rainbow Bridge about the list of people that Thor has reached out to. At this point in the comic, we don't know what he's exactly reaching out to them for, but there's a list of people who have been picked to be a part of Thor's scheme, his plan that he's got going here to stop Toranos. Sif and Beta Ray Bill have a really kind of tender moment that's reminiscent of their past relationship, and Beta Ray Bill is doubting his worthiness. He's doubting his ability to be on this team that Thor is assembling for this task that he needs them for. Then we cut to Arakko, where Storm is where we left her off at the end of issue 3. She's flying through the atmosphere, and this cosmic wind comes out of nowhere and sucks her up and takes her over to the moon, because why not? And Thor confronts her and says, hey, I need your help. She's like, get lost. I've got to help my people. And Thor is struck with lightning, and he's like, hey, come on, like this, the lightning likes me. The lightning likes you. Why are we doing this? I really need your help.
And hey, he talks to the lightning again. This is the second time he's done that. Both times equally hilarious and cool.
Yeah, so he's like, and he does that same thing that he did to Toranos in the first issue, where he's like, no, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to the lightning. As I love that Thor is personalizing this relationship that he has with the Storm. I really enjoy that little like touch.
Stop
that
hitting
Al
me,
puts
please. Like, it's just
please.
So nice.
But Thor and Storm have a little bit of that classic Marvel misunderstanding, where they get ready to bow up to fight, and then Storm does a really cool thing here where she doesn't just hit him with lightning. She's like, I control weather, and a lot of that is atmospheric pressure. So she puts the full force of what would be equivalent to the atmospheric pressure of Jupiter onto Thor, and we see his like ear starts to bleed, and it's like a cool little detail. And then Thor says, like, the nature of us as heroes is to constantly like rise to challenges. And we get some examples of like arm wrestling with the Hulk, racing Quicksilver, and this little like blink and you miss it reference to a small character in Marvel history, to wiggle ears with Willie Lumpkin. Now, Faz, do you get that reference? Because I had to go search it out.
I don't get it, but I really liked the phrase when it was said. It just I imagine a cute little troll who like wiggles his ears, and Thor had to outwiggle him.
You are kind of close.
Okay.
So Willie Lumpkin is the Fantastic Four's mailman at the Baxter Building. And one of his little quirks is that he can wiggle his ears like on command. So small little bit of like Marvel trivia, but does it shock anyone that Al Ewing's like, oh, hey, I know this small little bit of trivia. I'm going to just put it right here. The people that get it will get it, and the people that don't will read right past it. I couldn't read right past it. I was like, that has to be something, because it feels like with Al Ewing writing, it's never nothing. So we see Thor throw the hammer at Aurora, and she catches it and transforms into her Goddess of Thunder, Thor-inspired attire. Looks amazing. Martin did a phenomenal job at refreshing this look for her. It's not brand new for this issue, but it is something that you can definitely see some Martin Coccolo touches on. So that happens, and you're like, oh my gosh, that is already a cool part of the issue that we kind of assumed was coming. But then after she transforms, Toranos shows up and dwarfs them. Like, he looks like an Eternal would look like coming to Earth. think like the Eternals
Celestial, right?
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Celestials, yes. How big the Celestials are compared to the Eternals, that's kind of the size ratio we're dealing with here. And that he's still got that wheel of fate with him. And he's like, the wheel continues to turn, and I'm going to destroy you now. Then the shit really hits the fan because the wheel comes down on them, and Thor and Aurora get out of the way, and Aurora throws the hammer at Loki, who shows up through a portal, and he's like, no, I can't catch that that
That
fastball
fastball
special.
special. Yeah.
Which, another reference, fantastic, an X-Men reference. And Loki opens up a portal, all like Mr. Miyagi style, and he waxes on, and then Beta Ray Bill catches the hammer through the
Mr.
portal.
Miyagi can bring portals. I've like just from washing cars. He learned
In
how to
my
do that?
head canon, he can, Faz. How man, full stop. We have to talk about Karate Kid.
Right.
No,
Anyway,
Brian, no, we don't. Okay.
um,
There's
so
such a cool panel coming up.
Beta Ray Bill catches the hammer and transforms into his classic, Walt Simonson inspired attire. And he says correctly that he has not felt this power in a long time, which is true because a while back, our boy Thor destroyed Stormbreaker. So that is a problem. And he's imbued with all this Asgardian power. Loki says, "You are a warrior of Asgard." He reasserts to Beta Ray Bill why he is there, why he was chosen, why Thor still believes in him. And then Loki gets Thor powers and has this golden armor with a long flowing cape. And Beta Ray Bill even says, two can hold the hammer as easily as one. And then we are told that there's four of them, but a fifth one is required. So they release the hammer. Mjolnir goes flying over into Toranos' like area. Toranos is like, okay, well, I'm just gonna smash your skulls in. And then out of nowhere, Jane Foster, Valkyrie, arrives on Mr. Horse and catches the hammer and turns into the mighty Thor. And then Thor I'm just going to read this line because it's so good. Thor says, "Behold, Toranos, you could not defeat Thor when he was alone, and now you face the Thor core." Holy shit. That last panel was crazy. I know that's not the end of the issue, guys, but let's save like that epilogue for the end of our conversation because it's so rich with all sorts of different nonsense. But Joe, like this issue, man, it just feels like it amps up. It continually keeps, raising the stakes and raising the stakes. Like, as someone that has like seen their fair share of comics, what did you like about this issue upon your reread?
For me, it's just like once again, it's the size and the scale of it all. And like, I just love Martin's art in this. Like, it almost has a noir feel to it. Like, the contrast between the blacks and whites is just so stark. I don't know. I'm enjoying it all. I'm very blessed and lucky to be working on this. So,
I love that, Joe. I'm assuming you're looking at this as you're trying to like respond to the question because I see your eyes going back and forth. Like it is truly enamoring. Like Martin's style really does feel kinetic and energy filled, especially in an issue like this.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I mean, like I didn't even realize that Thor's ears were bleeding due to atmospheric pressure while working on it, but now reading it, it's just like, oh, wow. So,
it's like it's cool little details like that like I think down the road we're gonna look back at this book and be like, oh my gosh, the details.
yeah.
Like, yes, like the big epic moments are always awesome, but they're those little details that either Al throws into the writing or Martin throws into the art, or we're gonna get to like lettering specific stuff, but even like the little tiny shifts in what you choose to use for Beta Ray Bill, what you choose to use for the narration, the classic, the now standard kind of classic Thor font. Baz, did you have any like initial like, oh my gosh, I want to talk about this. I got to talk about this.
One thing I have to mention, because you didn't mention it, and I'm actually a little offended about it, is
Oh, okay.
one of the best puns I've seen in a Thor comic in a while happens in this book. And Joe, I hope that you died when you had to when you had to letter it. The when Jane says a classic Thor quote, "I see thee nay," and her horse goes, "And I see thee
Say the
nay."
nay.
Little horse humor for you, just so good.
Like at this epic moment, it's like horse puns. Of
Yeah.
course, why not?
And it's like Mr. Horse is a silly guy, and he's gonna be a silly guy even in an epic Thor core assembling, and I'm here for it. I thought that was great.
Yeah,
We
I think Al's just definitely doing a fantastic job of nailing a lot of the lore and like the personalities and the different voices. Like there are times and there are writers where like it's their voice and not the character's voice, and I think Al does a fantastic job of nailing the voice of each individual character.
so you know what? I actually I want to take that a little further, Joe. So with the difference in voice and that being a representation of the character as opposed to the representation of the writer, is there a character so far in this run of Thor that you're like, man, this is a fresh take on this character, or this is like a refreshing version of this character's voice? Is there any character that stands out to you in that way?
That's a tough one. Out. You know what? I'm not sure I can pick one, but like I haven't worked on anything with Aurora for a long time, so it's cool to not
Right.
only see her show up, but also like her in that like goddess of storm type of controlling the elements. I don't know if that's been a consistent thing, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of, I don't know. For me, like when I think Storm and X-Men and all that, like I grew up with the cartoon on Saturday mornings, so I like
Yeah.
had that speech and all that in my head, and I feel like yeah, all the voices just kind of are consistent, the characters and ring true, and I'm enjoying that
Yeah.
aspect.
There's not like that moment where you're like, oh, that didn't sound like that person.
Yeah.
Like that didn't come because here's the thing, like the thing about comics is and this may seem like overly simplistic, but sometimes maybe we overlook this part that we superimpose a voice onto the character. We
Mhm.
kind of have to, because like no one's going to sit there and narrate it to us like it's an audiobook, or no one's going to do, like those classic 60s cartoons where they're just going to like move the mouths on the comic strips and then not pay Kirby and Ditko for them. But like they are characters that we have to add voice to. And
Mhm.
I know like Thor is an interesting character in this new run, because Al came out pretty definitive on what his voice for Thor was going to be.
Mhm.
It wasn't going to be downcast. It wasn't going to be, what we've called on the show before as sad boy Thor. It
Mhm.
wasn't going to be that. It was going to
Yeah.
be more this hopeful, uplifting, almost like I enjoy being a hero voice. And I feel like that is one of the voices that does feel, refreshed and new coming into, even this issue
Yeah.
of Thor, because he's still facing down an elder god. Like
Mhm.
that's still a big deal, but it's
Yeah.
like, come on, that's like a Friday for Thor.
Mhm.
um Faz, are there any voices to take this just like a little bit like more? Are there any voices for characters that you're like, man, this like I'm really enjoying this voice for the
Yeah,
character?
I'll go with a couple. So the first thing I really liked was the way that they got Beta Ray Bill and Sif's relationship nicely fleshed out there. Like the whole
Agreed.
like we're not together anymore, but we care deeply about each other, and they sound just like the classic way that they sound, and it's like, I guess sound's the wrong word. They're written in the classic way that they'd be written, and it's just really nice. And I'm just really into the way that Al Ewing writes Loki.
Hmm.
I
Okay.
think that's something that Al has always been really good at, and just the like some of the wit that Loki has. Like at one point, Loki's like, "Oh, we need a fifth. If only I knew who it was. Haha, joke's on you. I
If
already do,"
only I
and
knew
stuff
who
like
it
that, right?
was.
And it's like, all right, Loki, you can just F right off. Like we know you know it's Jane and whatever. It's gonna be fine. Like
Hmm.
I think the exact line is, but the magic number or the number of magic is 5 to my eye. There's a Thor missing. Who's it gonna be? As if I didn't know, right? Like just like saying things for the story and then being like, haha, I know the answer. You're gonna see in a panel or two. It's very, very fun for Loki.
Yeah.
And it's like who when it was announced that Al was going to be doing the writing for this run of Immortal Thor, it's like everybody I think that I saw react to that news was like, oh, Immortal, it's gonna feel like Immortal Hulk, and it's gonna be like, what Al said, like, if Immortal Hulk was his Old Testament, then Immortal Thor is his New Testament.
Yeah.
That was like kind of front and center, but also Al Ewing wrote the definitive volumes of Loki for most people, like especially in the MCU era. I know there's a lot of people that really enjoy the Journey into Mystery, Kieran Gillen Loki, and that stuff is great too. But
Hmm.
Al Ewing, he like he wrote Agent of Asgard, and Agent of Asgard is one of the best comics, in my opinion, of the last 10-15 years. It's
Hmm.
so good, and they so many little aspects of it were taken to recreate the character for movies and TV shows. So yeah, it's like Al's got Loki's voice down pretty pretty iconically.
Hmm.
So I agree, Faz. That's such a great reminder. Joe, lettering question from long time listener, long time host Will Rose. He'll take his answer off the
Listener.
air. Um, uh, here's Will's question, and the one thing he wanted to get in. Like I said, he's feeling under the weather, so this is his contribution. The narration in the text box being scrolls, is that a you choice, a Ewing choice, an art choice? Having a box like that, that just isn't just like a rectangle or a square, having an
Yeah.
art like a more nuanced narration box. Who determines that, and what was that process like?
I think they just had me bring over the style from, was it Loki? Or I can't remember, Loki or Kid Loki. Like I'm trying to think,
It
but they had me bring the style over from one of the Loki.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then are those your scrolls that you're putting together, or is that like an art template that you guys have to mess around with and play with as you need to?
Yeah, so that's a template like scroll that all of us VC letterers have, and then we just have to kind of pick one's the right size and then trim it to fit all the text. So
Okay. Okay,
yeah.
Will, I hope you're satisfied. I hope
Yeah.
you're well, and I was curious as well, because it feels like you got to play around a little bit more with
Hmm.
this, because like Beta Ray Bill has his own speech style.
Yeah.
Loki's feels a little different at times. Thor's is kind of that classic font we've been used to, but
Yeah.
also lots of sound effects. I know we've asked you this in the past, but for these issues, is that a lot of Martin? Is that a lot of you? Like how are those
Um,
responsibilities divvied up?
yeah, they just let me run with the sound effects for the most part. I'm trying to keep the fonts for the different types of sound effects consistent. So
Oh yes, like all the Crackoons look the same kind of thing, eh?
yeah, I'm trying to
Yeah.
keep the raccoons the same for the most part. And then Yeah, they're the occasional daps and
The
other.
occasional baps.
Yeah, but if it's like a huge, big lightning, I'll go with like a workman-esque raccoon that's more straight. I know the one panel where um, Storm hits Thor with all that lightning. I went with a rougher font instead of a straight. Like if I
Oh
could fit
yeah.
a straight sound effect into the panel, I'll probably use like our workman style sound effect, and then anything else I'm just kind of going rougher and trying to just wrap it around whatever the action is.
now, now, Joe, because I'm an Uber nerd, and like I go to you for all these lettering questions. When you say workman, like, are you referring to workman like, hey, we just like get our lunch pail and we go to work every day, or are you referring to John Workman?
Like John Workman.
Okay.
So yes.
I
So
mean, who better?
yeah, yeah.
Who better
So
to emulate? Okay, so the panel that you referred to just a second ago, the where Thor's getting hit with all that lightning,
mhm.
and the sound effect is going around it. Now, is that something where you just like you have the freedom to to impose the word in that curvature, or is that like a template you guys have? Like, no, we know things are gonna get hit these different angles, and we just have that ready to go, or is that like a freestyle thing you're doing?
No, that's freestyle. That's just I just wanted to get the impact of something so large happening, but also not covering up the art and keeping the sound effect off Thor, the subject. So just kind of yeah, just sit there and bend and twist letters until they're all wrapped around Thor and then punch it out.
No, oh, I like that because it feels like it's so encompassing, and
Mhm.
I really liked that panel for the art, yes, but also like that the feeling is all around him. So I was just curious because that's it's a small finer detail that if maybe sometimes we don't stop and actually appreciate that, we can
Yeah,
lose some of the cool nuance that you guys put into these things that maybe we can tend to miss if we're just trying to like get to the end of the issue and oh man, that's crazy shit, okay, on to the next issue I gotta read.
yeah.
So just a cool little bit there. Faz, do you have any lettering specific questions, because I know we need to get to the epilogue where so many different things happen.
I think you picked up on everything that I was going to ask about, because I was going to ask about the sound effects. I was going to ask about firstly what workman like meant, because in my brain I was like, oh, okay, so it's like a more like industrial
Right.
lettering versus like fancy lettering for cooler stuff. That's how my brain was going. So that's
No, it is
a good thing to learn. And the scrolls that Will asked about was something that I was really interested to know too. So I think you've covered the stuff that I was going to ask about, other than just, Joe, you're continuing to kill it, man. Like
Thank you.
it's like consistently excellent, best in the game. I know we
best in the
joked about
game.
that. I know you joked about that when we came in, but like we do really. It's not just to like talk you up. Like we do obviously think you're incredible at this, and we've like
Thank you. I
every
appreciate.
time that we see one, we get hyped. Like just keep up the fucking great work, man. Like
And like
even the
all
Thaps, even the
even the
Thaps. Like
faps.
yeah, like obviously the Crackoons, but especially the Thaps. Keep up the good work.
Yeah.
We
Well,
hey, oh, go ahead, Joe.
the tough thing was in this one I worked off of inks, so I had to wait for the colors to come in and
Oh,
like double back and then go put all the
Oh,
colors on
cool.
sound effects. So I mean, for the most part, you can usually guess what they're going to be, but it takes some tweaking and tuning here and there once in a while. So
is that normal, Joe? Or like, are you normally working off inks, or are you getting it after Matt Wilson has colored it?
it depends where the book falls on the schedule for everyone, and
Okay.
some issues come in colored, some it's a little tighter. You work off inks and then you have to drop the colors in when they come in. So just
Okay. So
keep it moving along, really.
Just depends. Okay. Um, oh, yeah, I mean, really, it's really any of the if you see in a comic, if you go to the credits page, which listeners, if you read a comic, always go to the credits page because you'll know who to thank for the amazing comic you just read, and like, don't be afraid to like if they have a social media, reach out to them, tell them how much that you love their work, whether it's a Marvel book, a DC book, an indie book, anything. You know, creators are awesome, and yes, it's their job, but also like appreciate what they're doing, please. Especially if you go to that lettering section, you see anything with VC in front of it. That's Joe and his gang. So like, you know, that's all the Joe. How have you described it in the past? Like VC is it's like an umbrella for all of you guys. Like
It
Marvel
yeah,
goes through
so
VC for you guys.
yeah, it's Chris Iliopoulos lettering group, and so I think there are what, six of us under him. So it's me, Clayton,
Clayton
Corey,
Cowles, yeah. Corey
Corey
Pettit.
Pettit, Joe Carmania, Travis Lanham, and then Ariana Marr.
Okay. Yeah,
Yes.
the Magnificent Six. The Sensational Six. Yeah, it's a great group. Mostly you guys letter Marvel books. Are there any other like outside of Marvel stuff that you guys do, Joe?
Not as VC.
Okay,
So
but
yeah,
like
a couple of
independently.
us work on either some indie titles here or there, but for the most part, the bulk of everything we do is Marvel.
Okay. Um, so I want to get to this epilogue because I don't really know what to do with it. And maybe we can come up with some interesting fan theories. Obviously, most of the fan theories will be from Faz and I. Joe has got to remain tight-lipped for
Joe
this
knows
one.
what happens next, so he's got to be careful. Yeah.
I don't
So,
know what happens next. I sent it to print, but
okay. So, so we're in the clear. We're in the clear.
yeah.
So, after the big like reveal of the Thor core, which like honestly, I was just like I've seen the cover of Immortal Thor #5. I
Mhm.
knew we were getting to this, but I don't care, guys. I still get excited about shit. So like that's where I'm at right now. Um, but at the end of issue 4, we are in the office of Roxxon, and a zombified version of Dario Agger, the Minotaur, is
Mhm.
taking a phone call saying, you know what? We've already spoiled stuff. I'm just going to tell you what he says. I don't share. You're my head of acquisitions, Simon. Make them understand that fact. The underdogs are mine. The underoos are mine. The lunchboxes are mine. The cake toppers are mine. The movies are mine. The live action biopics are mine. The animated adaptations are mine. Even the video games, all of that is mine. And most of all, the stories are mine. Close to a century, oh gosh, this is so weird. Close to a century of illustrated journalism, the true stories of the marvels of the age in comic book form, because plain text can't tell the full story. That was the line back in the 40s, I hear. And now I will tell you the full story. I will create the true story. In this time, in this place, in this realm, I will be the Scald. You understand? Good. Make them understand. And then, in the name of Roxxon, who is the first, last, and only God, make mine marvel. What the actual fuck? Like,
All right.
what's that mean, Faz? What
I
does it
I
mean?
I have a really good theory. So do you guys remember how in Jason Aaron's run we had maybe the greatest Thor run of all time with the God Butcher arc, and after that we had like a fun arc where Roxxon was being a dick, and we found out that the guy was a Minotaur. I think that
Yes.
Al is like, we're gonna have one of the coolest runs ever with Toranos. So we're gonna have 3 or 4 issues about a Minotaur guy being weird and doing legal trouble for Thor. I think that's what's happening. I think that we're gonna get him come back and he's gonna be like, I own the histories now, the comic books that are totally newspapers, I guess, in this universe. And you
Faz,
can't stop me from changing the story. I'm the god of stories now. That's what I think's happening.
He's holding Journey into Mystery 83 in his
Look,
hand.
look, Ryan, I understand what he's holding, but remember what he said. It's news, but in a visual medium, right? That's what it is. He's he's buying Marvel comics.
I need you to understand how much this broke me.
Okay,
Like,
so do you
I was
remember
like,
in Logan when there are comic books and Wolverine says half of that stuff didn't happen, and when it did happen, it didn't happen the way that it said in these books?
okay.
I think that's what this is. So kids grew up hearing the stories of Thor via these comics, and Thor's going to be like, "That's not what happened," but cool that you've got that there, kind of thing. Just like Wolverine does in Logan. That's what I think's going on.
Joe, I'm almost afraid to ask. Like, what what are we doing here? Because like I mean, Dario Agger, his first appearance was in books that you created, and he's a great character in the Jason Aaron run.
Mhm.
First of all, he's undead, which I'm pretty sure that is a reference to the Immortal Hulk run that Al brought the Minotaur in for like a few issues. But like, Make Mine Marvel is the last part of this issue. Like, that doesn't feel right. It feels like a typo, but you're like, no, I guess I'm putting this in there. Like,
That's
I
exactly how I felt.
like
Make my yeah, no, I was just kind of like, huh, interesting. And then yeah, now it juggled, like now I'm starting to remember what happened in 5, so I'm not like I'm trying
so
my best not to cross anything.
please do not, please do not. But like, we can all agree though, details aside, speculation aside, we can all agree that epilogue
Mhm.
raises infinitely more questions.
Yeah.
Like, what is Dario Agger after? Is he like gonna just is he gonna own Thor as a license? Like, is he gonna own everything about him?
Like it kind of
Is he
sounds like
going?
he's trying to buy the rights to Thor stories. Yeah.
But like, he references movies, cartoons, the book. He is holding Journey into Mystery 83 in his hands,
Look, you
and he has
you
got it
you heard
crumpled
it
up.
here first. The real owner of the Marvel Cinematic Universe is an undead Minotaur in a Thor comic. We've learned this now. That's what
Well,
it was written out. It was scribed by Joe Sabino, acting as the prophet for Al Ewing, and that's
it's
that's what we
about
have now.
he's the mouthpiece, the
Yeah.
mouthpiece. um, so what I think this could confirm is that that Al's gonna do a thing that he's done in the past where like he like makes things very meta. Like, at the end of the Loki Agent of Asgard, like Loki goes to the House of Ideas. Like, come on. That's like so blatant and awesome and obvious. But now it's like we're starting like this run with an undead Minotaur, like Faz said, holding Journey into Mystery 83 in his hands, saying, "Make mine Marvel." Well,
Mhm.
okay, we're gonna probably get some meta shit here. Maybe the real world will cross over into the 616, and because we've seen creators show up in comics. I mean, Faz and I are the only ones on this call that aren't a character in the 616, according
Uh,
to canon.
yeah,
I mean,
Martin drew that Thor cosplayer in Immortal Thor 1, Ryan. I think I'm in
that's
there.
not you.
I am technically in a Thor comic, so I guess I exist in that realm as well.
You are sitting bar side at Will Moss's bar. It's still one of my
Yeah,
favorite panels of all time.
yeah.
Just the whole crew. But man, this was an awesome end to an awesome issue overall. I mean, we don't even really do ratings on the show, but just 10 out of 10. It got me so hyped for a comic that I routinely already get hyped for every month and have been getting hyped for no matter what. So like, I want to see Immortal Thor #5 so badly. And Faz, you looked at it earlier. When does when does Thor number 5 come out?
It's early, like the 13th, I think. Like we're
Okay, so
a
we only
little
have to
less
wait a
than a
few
month.
weeks.
Yeah. It's not one of the like this one was early, so next one's late. I think January is gonna kill us, if I recall correctly.
Great.
I feel like
Fantastic.
it's like the 26th or something, which is ridiculous.
Oh my gosh. Well, hey, beggars can't be choosers. And
Yeah, the
nerds
24th.
definitely
Come
can't be
on,
choosers.
guys.
Holy shit.
Who
Um,
needs Christmas off? God.
who needs oh, stop it.
Kidding,
Stop it,
obviously.
Fazio. Good
Very,
grief.
very happy to have the smaller space there, and I'm happy we're getting them early for a couple months before.
Yeah, it's truly a gift that keeps on giving. So Baz, do we have any other like final thoughts about the issue? If not,
I think my last thing will just be you guys gushed about Martin a bit. I haven't gotten a chance to yet. Martin
okay,
Coccolo,
go ahead.
you're still, the god. This is insane. I'm taking a look at every pose that Thor's in and trying to figure out the best way to recreate it when I cosplay this character inevitably. I
Nice.
I originally wasn't gonna do Joe the like OG costume, but Martin's just made it look so goddamn cool that I need to.
Mhm.
And
And
he Go ahead,
Martin
Ryan.
gave you some pointers
Yeah,
on,
so
yeah.
I asked him kind of a few things about how he sees the suit in real life so that I can try to recreate it rather than making it my own and him being like, "Oh, that's cool. I maybe would have done this or that." Got it straight from the god himself, so we'll see if I can do it justice, but so many cool shots of Thor. I like when he says that like the thunder tickles and stuff like that, and he's just like having a good time. I think they paid respect to Storm's power level without disparaging Thor and vice versa. And I think
Mhm.
that's all you can
Yeah.
hope for. Like every character getting their due. And
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see where they go next.
Yeah, of course. Hey Joe, before we hop out of here, is there any I know you were saying on our pregame, like you hop in and out of social media. It's not like your thing you want to like keep up with like a crazy person. But how can people know like how to keep up with you, how to keep up with the books you're lettering? Are there titles that people should go out and check out if they want to continue to check out your lettering? Obviously, Immortal Thor. That goes without. I
Yeah.
hope that goes without saying.
Yeah. So Immortal Thor, I'm like looking at my schedule here to see while I'm working. I think they just had a Deadpool anthology come out today. Today's what, November 15th? Um,
Yes.
yeah, so they had an anthology come out today. I was it Deadpool
750.
seven deadly sins or
Oh,
something like.
cool.
Oh, Seven Slaughters.
Yes, okay, yeah, that's it. Sorry.
Okay.
That one I never actually saw the like full title. I just get the naming convention for the files. So
Okay. Okay.
trying to like expand from the naming convention to whatever the actual title is. Carnage. I'm on the new Carnage series, obviously Immortal Thor. Silver Surfer, Rebirth, Legacy. That has been a ton of fun doing those. There's
Is that still Ron Mars and Ron
yes,
Lim?
yep, still at the Rons.
Still with the Rons. Hey, if it ain't broke, if it ain't broke.
Yeah,
Joe, it might actually be easier to list what you're not on. This is insane.
I've said that in the past.
this is only a fraction of the work. Like VC were machines. Like I give the guys and girl so much credit as to like how much and how quickly they can turn work around while still maintaining that level of quality. It's very impressive to see what they do with the amount of pressure that they work under. So
And I mean, you're doing a lot of Infinity comics as well.
yeah,
That shouldn't be
I've
understated.
eased up on those. I'm just doing the Avengers ones for the most part.
Right. And
Um,
doing Black Panther, the
Black
newest
Panther,
volume of Black Panther.
yeah,
I'm just looking through the expansive list of things you've lettered just in the last few months, man. And people should definitely go check out. You're on the new Carnage book with Torrin Grunbeck.
Yes.
Holy shit! Don't
Yeah.
our favorites converge a lot, Faz?
Mhm.
Don't
Yeah.
they just come all the way back together? Man, what a dream team. But yeah, everybody, if you want to check out Joe's work, like seriously, go get these books, go buy them, go read them on Marvel Unlimited, and shout them out on Instagram. Is that the only social media you're actually on, Joe? I know again you're trying to ease off of it, but if people wanted to send you a message or anything, is that the easiest way to go about it?
Yeah, on Instagram, Joe Sabino letterer, and on Twitter/X or whatever they're calling
Twix.
it these days, Twix, Twitterx.
Twitter.
Just at Joe Sabino, Sabino.
Man, Joe, thanks, man. Like it's always fun to just like literally we call it like shooting the shit with you. But it's always so much fun. Like you always add so much cool like nuance to these conversations. And thank you for letting us pick your brain again, probably about questions, you just like have subconsciously down at this point. Thanks for letting us into your world and letting us ask you about this new run of Thor. It's been so much fun so far.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm loving this run of Thor. If you're not reading it yet, definitely pick it up. And yeah, I'm super stoked to see where it goes. And you guys have an excellent podcast.
Oh, do your parents still listen to us? Because that brought me so much joy.
Yes, they do.
Oh my god. That was like peak. We ascended when I found that out. Oh man.
Yeah, we were going somewhere. We're on driving somewhere an hour or two away, and yeah, put the podcast on in the car and got to let my parents hear how I speak in a very slow monotone voice. But
They were like, this third guy needs to pick it up. I was like, Mom, Dad, that's me.
Yeah, no. I mean,
well, that honestly was like it like made my day when you told us that last time. So I'm glad to see that they're keeping up. And shout out to the Sabinos as they listen to this, hopefully. And check out Joe's. I think Joe did good today, Faz. They should be proud of him.
I think he killed it, and he managed to not spoil anything, which is always impressive when trying to keep all the comics that he's working on together. So that's already a win, right?
Joe, with everything you do, it's crazy you remember any of this.
yeah, it's usually a refresher. So yeah, like I'm sitting here looking at the Make Mine Marvel page, and I'm just like, wow, is that like breaking the fourth wall, or is it some meta thing? Like, what's going on here? And now I'm gonna sit here and think about it once this podcast is.
Oh man, dude, that's awesome. Faz, you got anything? Any final bits for the listeners? I'm gonna sign us off. If not,
I think I'm good to go. Listeners, just remember to jump on that Patreon to hear 20 more minutes with Joe and hear a few updates on some of the other Patreon stories we've been having going. And if you do join Patreon, I'd recommend like going back and listening to some of the earlier stuff, because there's some recurring segments that are now like 8 or 6 pieces deep. And
yes, we have arcs now. We have arcs.
There's whole storylines that are being written, and they're not nearly Al Ewing level, but we're getting there. We got to workship somewhere.
Yes,
right. And yes, and if you want to check out the
ramble,
it is great though. We've heard from quite a few people that they enjoy the pre-games. They enjoy seeing how we get ready to go, and we're not taking them away anytime soon. So everybody, if you want to support us on Patreon, you want to do what Faz has just told you, there's a convenient link in the episode description for you. Click it. There's a few different levels of support there. The top 2 levels will get you bonus episodes, and the top level will get you a free item from our Many Paths store after, I believe, 6 months. So lots of different ways to support the show. If you want to check us out on Instagram, we are officially Many Paths Official.
No.
Faz is distraught. Maybe, hey, Faz, here's the thing, Faz, maybe you can own the joke account that's Many Paths Officia.
Oh, that's
Oh my
so
gosh, listen,
sad.
he's so dejected right now.
So Joe, just so you know, Ryan messed up when he tried to change the names over and had many path officia without the L at the end. And
Yeah.
I thought he should keep it for like trying to be bougie or something, and
Mhm.
he's weak and decided not to do that,
it,
and now I'm
it
just
had to match our website and our show. That was my mandate from the real boss. So
so my issue is with the queen instead of with her
hey, if
underling
you want
Ryan
to,
then, eh?
Baz, you want to pick that fight, you go right ahead.
I'm not
Have
touching that
have
one.
fun with it. Have fun with
Tim
it.
is the boss.
Uh,
I'm happy to defer there.
So everybody, you can check us out on Instagram at ManyPaths Official. Just so you are aware, Across the Bifrost, not going anywhere, everybody. We're not going anywhere. But we are going to be moving to covering new issues of Immortal Thor, and we're eventually going to pick up the Simonson Saga ball again, but we're really going to be focusing our energy on Superpower Happy Hour, getting that endeavor, that project, that honestly, that passion project that we wanted to do for a long time, and just try something new. It's not a bad thing to try something new from time to time. And we're going to try this. We're going to give it the old college try, and we are going to, be launching some episodes in December for you. We're going to have our conversation with Alyssa Wong from North Carolina Comic Con for you. And if you're on Patreon, you're going to get that even earlier. So then we're going to launch into conversations with a comic and a beer. Faz, Will, myself, and the occasional creator guest is going to join us for their favorite comics and possibly a beverage of their choice. So lots of things to look forward to, lots of things to enjoy. And we hope that until we see you next time aboard the Rainbow Bridge, you will do one thing, and that is to stay worthy.